You asked, I delivered. Today I'm going to introduce you to my new podcast, Ask Jenni. I just want to get you some of the feels, introducing myself as a coach, as a business owner, as a wife, as a mother. Join me as we continue this journey of growth together. Like, comment, and subscribe. I was talking to a client who has been making well into the six figures doing makeup, right? Doing makeup for sets and movies and things like that, which is like a dream job for a lot of people, especially makeup artists. But now she's tired and she's like, all right, I want to do something different. Maybe it's going to be speaking or coaching or something where she's talking to different makeup artists and kind of helping them along in their journey, because she was able to start from zero and go to where she is. So she has a story. And we started kind of giving her that whole niching down conversation that you've seen a bunch of, marketing professionals, business leaders, they all talk about it. And I gave her a little bit of my story. So I'll share that with you, and then we'll kind of go into what I mean by this whole pivot mindset. When I first started doing taxes, I thought I was for everybody. I was for the streets because, listen, everybody in America needs to do their taxes, so I'm going after everybody. I did not niche down enough, but I thought that my niche was tax preparation. In the world of accounting, there's so many different levels to what accounting can really consist of, especially in your business. I'm like, taxes is going to be my thing. I then had to quickly realize that I don't want to work with everybody. My expertise is very niche down, right? I don't do a ton of trust for billionaires who are trying to set their grandkids up with some year-over-year gifting taxes or something like that, right? Like, I don't do that. So that's not really where I try to focus on obtaining clients. Transitioning to, okay, I got to work with 1,000+ people just to hit my goals. I don't want to do that. I'm burning out and I'm reaching capacity, and I'm having to have a staff that is way too seasonal for my liking. So, started to accrue and go into accounting services, adding on different levels of accounting, budgeting, projections, bookkeeping, those type of things. And going from niche to the expansion absolutely allowed me to grow within the confines of my capacity. It allowed me to build up my team. It allowed me to be able to work with more people in different levels. Also, my average client is spending quadruple what my client from 10 years was spending just on tax prep alone, right? So I said all that to say, niching down was the proper way for me to go. So I'm telling her that because now she's trying to get out of her bread and butter and go into this new world, but she got her hand in 50 million pots. I'm not saying that you are not supposed to have multiple streams of income, because I totally agree with that, right? I think that some of those streams of income can be as simple as some high yield savings accounts, but that's neither here nor there. I do think that in building a business, however, you need to focus on where you like the most, what you like to do and who you like to work with the most, but also where your expertise lies. You will continuously grow if you are really into this thing for the long haul. I am continuously in some type of coaching program, always listening to podcasts and mentorship, and I'm constantly growing my craft. Tax law is completely changing year over year. So staying just abreast of what's going on in tax law code and things like that is another way that I kind of sharpen myself year over year. So I'm constantly learning. And if you're going to be constantly learning, you will only benefit from making sure that your expertise at the beginning is as strong as it needs to be. You could continuously grow from there, right? Then I looked at tax season ending, right? And on tax day, we had over 45 people just upload their stuff into the portal, right? And yeah, that's great from a numbers perspective, right? To have a day like that. However, it got me thinking about the number of people who don't realize that their financial mindset is so damaged that they will never win to where they want to go. Anyone who waits for the last day to file their taxes, and they do so because they know they're going to owe, and they know they don't have the money to pay for those taxes, that person is destined to stay where they are. That person is not destined to go to the next level. If you know you are going to owe and you just completely negate or neglect filing your taxes, again, this speaks to your financial mindset. Taxes is something that we all know has to happen, right? You may not know that you're going to need an attorney of record to handle all your contracts. You may not know that accounting will actually save you money. You may not know that the way that social media works and how you advertise is going to continuously shift as trends come about, right? You may just have your good idea. But the one thing that we all know as soon as we get our first job is that we pay taxes. So I wanted to just put that out there because a part of the pivot mindset is also always feeding into where you are stopping yourself in your tracks. And a lot of times you're stopping yourself right where you are and not getting to that next level of income because you don't know how to deal with the income that you have right now. So you've made $100,000 in business, right? Or let's take it back. You've made $60,000, gross $60,000 in business. That $60,000 in business can have you a 5-figure tax bill. That 5-figure tax bill is going to hit you up over the head if you have not properly documented everything. It is going to hit you over the head if you don't know what your potential deductions are. It's going to kill you if you have not talked to someone during the year so you can strategically move money to where it needs to go in order to prevent that big tax bill, right? So you make $60,000 and at the end of the year, you tell the tax lady, here go my $60,000. Tell me what I owe, right? Or here my $60,000 that I didn't pay any taxes on. Get me a refund. Ooh, yes. Flashback. Sorry, that was a little personal because that's what I'll be dealing with. But right then, when I tell you that you are going to owe 5 figures plus when we put together your federal, state, and any local government agencies that you owe, you are like, well, I don't want to file my taxes, or I'm not ready yet, or what can I do? Can't you do something? Well, what were your expenses? What did you do? What'd you buy? Well, yeah, I kind of use this card over here and that card over there. And some of the stuff was cash and some of the stuff came out of my personal account. I just started my business bank account last week. Okay, you are killing yourself. You are killing yourself. Just the paper trail of it is killing you. And because you are in this world of, I just got to make money, I just got to make money, I just got to make money, and you're not dealing with the implications of that money, you are stopping yourself in your tracks. I have seen people make it all the way up to making $400,000 or $500,000 in gross revenue a year and stay there. But I've also known that once you make 500,000, you can make $1 million. Once you make 1 million, you can make 2. And when I snap, that's what I mean. I mean year over year growth. It's that easy once you have the systems, processes, and proven track record of your expertise in place. Because with 500,000, $1 million, you now know who your target audience is. You know them specifically. You know where they shop. You know what other, social media pages they follow. You know what type of mindset they have and what would trigger them to operate in a space of actually buying. You know this person and you can go get them as often as you want. You also know where you could have saved on expenses, where you can expand on growth strategies. You know how to invest. You can invest more because you have more. So the growth stage of business is not that hard once you reach a certain level. But you're not going to reach that level if you don't deal with the stage that you're in right now. So right now, you're making $50,000 to $100,000 on a W-2. And you have your side business that actually made the most money it made this year, making $40,000, $50,000 on the side for you. You got your first tax bill, and you're like, I need to get a raise at my W-2 income instead of feeding more into your business that you see as a viable source of income. You also are just like, I got to pay this 2023 bill off this year before 2024 tax season without thinking about the implications of not tax planning now so that you don't have another big bill next year. Or you're already several years in the hole because every single year I tell you owe. Every single year you get a big tax bill. And every single year you're just trying to roll it into a new installment agreement. Or my favorites, the people who come to me with 4 or 5 years because they're trying to buy a house, or because they just got a new government job and the government said you have to be up to date on your taxes, or they are in an installment agreement from a tax bill that they got 4 or 5 years ago, and the IRS said, honey, I'm gonna need all my money, or I'm gonna start seizing some assets if you don't get all of these years filed. These people who wait to the last minute or negate or neglect their responsibilities, especially as far as taxes, it's a whole mindset behind it. And it draws me to a book I was reading, and it was saying that a person who watches Judge Judy every day at 4:00, a person who would spend on a birthday dinner or a new outfit and neglect their credit card bill, right? Or a person who, may work a 9 to 5 and they give their all to this company, but they want this business to thrive, but they only work it, for 2-3 hours on a weekend. That is a mindset. That is a financial mindset where you have pigeonholed yourself to your current state. The growth mindset gets you out of your own way. The growth mindset says, listen, I don't care what I have to do. If I work 9 to 5, I'm going to work at least 5 to 9 at home on my business. I am going to work at least a 9 to 5 on Saturday. I am going to make sure that I am pouring all of my social media scrolling time while at my 9 to 5 into my business. The growth mindset knows that I got to deal with my stuff right now. If I made $60,000 in business and I got, a $10,000 bill, I'm going to deal with that right now. I'm going to budget accordingly so that not only I deal with my past tax issue, I am going to be stepping ahead of my current tax situation. The growth mindset says that this is where I am right now, but guess what? Next year, I plan to double, triple, quadruple my income. So I know that my bill will also double, triple, quadruple. So I need to be putting things in place to figure out how to manage that and strategically plan for that. That's the difference between a growth mindset. And then imposter syndrome. This is something that, buzzword, trendy, everybody has, been talking about it. And a lot of Black women especially, we have it, especially in the beginning of our businesses. We have the degrees, we have the experience, we have the clients, we're making the money, and we still are like, I want to ask $25,000 for this speaking engagement because I haven't really done that many, or I've never done one this big. I think that imposter syndrome is just as bad as keeping up with the Joneses. Because both of them, you are fooling yourself out of your current state. So imposter syndrome is telling you that you're not where you're supposed to be. Like, you're in rooms that you ain't supposed to be in, so you need to pipe down, little one, right? Where actually you're in that room because It is God ordained and aligned with everything that you've done thus far. You've made the right connections as far as your network. You have met the right people as far as your clients. You have done what you need to do in order to get to where you are. So if you're in the room, the only thing I want you saying is thank you, God. Not how did I get here? I don't belong here, right? But then on the flip side, keeping up with the Joneses. Oh, Lord, listen. I have clients who, again, are grossing 500 plus thousand each year and are in $100 plus $1,000 credit card debt. If you just budget it accordingly, you can have a heck of a lifestyle with making $500,000 a year. A heck of a lifestyle. Meaning that you can go buy that bag. You can travel. You can still invest. You still can save. And still maintain the lifestyle. But because you have this lack mindset or this financial stronghold on what you have coming in, you don't believe that you're going to continuously make that $500,000. So you continuously swipe that credit card. You continuously say, well, I ain't going to pay all of it off because I don't know. I got to keep some money liquid. That mindset and that financial stronghold that you have on yourself, it is what is stopping you. It is what is crippling you from getting to the next level. Because on $100,000 in credit card debt, listen, the average credit card interest rate is what, 26.99%? You're giving them thousands of dollars of your money because you didn't want to lose the liquidity in your bank account. It is a crazy mindset, and it is a mindset that is not growing for you. If you have more than, I would say more than 110% of your monthly bills in your regular checking account on any given basis, and you are continuously making money, profitable in your business, you're killing yourself. At least have that over there in the high yield savings account. At least have your 401k, contributed to the max. At least have your Roth contributions at where it is for each year. At least. Because anything can happen at any moment. And having $20, $30, $50,000 in the bank is not helping you. It's not helping you. It's not growing. It's not doing anything for you. But showing you that at any given moment, if the world just crashed tomorrow, you have $50,000 on deck. It makes no sense. And as long as you have that mentality and that mindset towards money, you will stay where you are. Everybody wants more, 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 more. But with more money comes more taxes, comes more access to a different type of lifestyle. It comes to, you're more insatiable to finer things. I remember when I could drink like a $10 bottle of wine. I don't drink, I don't want that. It doesn't happen anymore. But that comes with a cost increase on just normal social activities, right? More money will come with more expenses. And you can exponentially grow your business and your expenses simultaneously where you're just doing the same thing year over year. Yeah, you might have a nicer car. Yeah, you might have a nicer house. Maybe you took one more vacation this year. Maybe you Delta One it out. Maybe you flew private this year. But you're still taking the same amount of vacations. You're still providing the same type of lifestyle for your family. You still are in debt. It makes no sense. And it's like until you know that you're making all of the wrong decisions about how you financially think about what you have coming in, you will not go to the next level. And then feeding your mind is just as important as your body and your spirit. You know, so often we see so many people working out and trainers popping up, and it's trendy to drink a green juice and all of that good stuff, right? So we're more conscious of our health, and we're trying to do better with feeding our body. And then, okay, yeah, maybe you still go to church, maybe we praying, so we're spiritually feeding ourselves as well. But we are so stuck on thinking that we know everything, we're not continuously learning. You should be consuming everything. Everything. It's so much valuable and inspirational and informational stuff online, on social media, on YouTube, in these coaching programs, all of this stuff. But you would rather have the money sitting in your bank account so that you feel secure, instead of learning growth strategies to make sure you make more, or learning how to save on something that has had you poor for so long, taxes, right? So you would rather keep the money in your account for a rainy day, right? Versus pouring into your mindset shift that is so necessary in order for you to go to the next level. And that's where I have to draw the line on being your accountability partners. So we've talked about starting with a niche down, right? And growing exponentially as you learn and grow just strategically with your capacity in your business. We've talked about savings and investments. We've talked about how just not handling your business, not filing your taxes, waiting to the deadline, having a tax bill that you can't pay, like all of that speaks to how you think about money. It speaks to what level you want to go to next, and it is halting you in your steps. So that pivot mindset is saying that today, Wednesday, April 17th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am going to do something different. For me, tax season just ended. So the hustle and bustle of being there with talking to 100 people a day, doing tax returns, doing tax planning, budgeting, and setting projections, I'm out of that season. This next season is about group coaching. This next season is about more speaking engagements. This next season is about using me as the intellectual property that I am. It is about using the clients that I just saw for tax season as case studies as to what I can do. It is about showing you how someone who was properly paying their estimated taxes $20,000 every quarter is now paying $5,000. Because of strategy that we've put in place for tax planning. It's about that pivot mindset. It is not I've made more money than most people make in 2-3 years in 4 months, so I can chill. Pivot mindset, I'm always growing. But it's also about reclaiming my time, right? I understand the capacity and the level of productivity it needs to go into tax season. I understand what that does to my business's bottom line. But now, yesterday I made my family a beautiful meal, right? My oven haven't been turned on in a month. But I was able to do that. I was able to fold and put away some clothes. I was able to read books with my children. And it felt so good to reclaim my time again. Because guess what? In this next season, I will not only exponentially make more money, I will have more time freedom. And I want to invite you all to have that same pivot mindset. What are you going to do right now, today, in order to make more money, have more time, and not get into tax debt? And that's the thing and the message I want to put on your hearts as I had this cancellation and allowed me to talk to you for a hot second. But think about that. Think about that and put the plan in place. Stop putting off the people that you know can help you get to the next level. Stop putting off continuing education and stop thinking about the money that you have in your bank as a safe haven rather than making sure that it is working for you, making sure that it is feeding into you, and making sure that you got something to go to the next level with, right? If you've already made 50, 60,000 plus in your business, you have already learned that you have something that people want. That's half the battle. A lot of people put all of this money into the startup of an idea that they haven't even shopped yet. You don't even know if it's a market for it yet. You haven't done any research or sold it once, but you're investing into it? That's crazy. That's crazy. So stop where you're at, put your plan together. What are you going to do today, starting now, to pivot how you've been thinking about money, to pivot how you are financially grasping onto them few pennies in your bank, and to think about how you can invest in you and in your mind to shift. Of course, I am here, and of course, I got another call, but DM me, drop a comment, like, comment, and subscribe. That's how you know you're new to YouTube and stuff. But get with me. Let's talk. You can always book a consultation with me. taxteamservices.com/bookappt. Go there now. Book a consultation with me. If you want to just have a quick chat about taxes, let's do a tax consultation. If you want to go into your business's budget and some of the chemical makeup of your startup, I say a business consultation. And if you know that it's time to really look at where you are right now, set some projections, let's go to the tax planning session. But all of those are if you are just trying to get a little tidbit, you're trying to get some one-on-one time with me. I really encourage you to think about coaching, get into my coaching program. It is an accounting coaching program where we teach you how to set your budget. We give you the automated processes in order to make sure that your projections are aligned with what's actually coming in. We talk through growth strategies, and we focus completely on strategy to make sure that you reduce your tax bill for this next tax season. And we kicking off next month. So I will definitely post the link to book consultations with me. DM me if you are interested in coaching, and I have to go. All right. Thanks for joining me for my TED Talk, and let's pivot today. Thank you for listening to this episode of Ask Jenni. Ask Jenni has been in the works since 2016. I have started tax team services, developed coaching programs for small business owners and tax professionals, and I've even started a podcast with my husband, Finding Love. You can follow me on Jenni L. Hendricks on all platforms. But before you leave, like, comment, subscribe, and ask Jenni anything. I'm here to talk to you more about business, life, love, and all things growth.